Hello, Humane Marketers. Welcome to episode 102 of the new Humane Marketing Podcast, the place to be for the generation of marketers that cares. This is a show where we talk about running your business in a way that feels good to you, is aligned with your values, and also resonates with today's conscious customers because it's humane, ethical, and non-pushy. As always, I'm Sarah Croce. I'm the host on this show, and you know that you're in the right place if you are a heart-centered entrepreneur or change maker who is looking for a different, a better way to market your business. Or you might also be a marketing impact pioneer, someone who's working for an organization who does business for good and who's looking to align your company's marketing with the rest of your values. If you're a regular here, you know that I'm organizing the conversations around the 7 P's of the Humane Marketing Mandala. And if you're new here, welcome. And maybe you don't know yet what I'm talking about. So you can go over to humane.marketing/one-page to get the one-page marketing plan with the humane marketing version of the 7 P's of marketing. It comes with 7 email prompts to really help you reflect on these different P's and fill out your humane marketing mandala. Today's monologue, it's just me today. So today's monologue fits under the 3rd P of the Humane Marketing Mandala, the P of people. And I want to address the topic, what if I have more than one ideal client? So before we get into that, though, I want to give you a few updates regarding the rebranding and what I have coming up this fall. So slowly but surely, things are moving in the right direction of the rebranding. So the new website is now up. If you're not on my email list, maybe you haven't heard it yet. So you can go over to www.humane.marketing. So there's no .com or .org. It's the .marketing domain. So humane.marketing. And I'm still getting used to it as well. And I even noticed that in some forms, when you fill it in and there's no .com, they give you an error message. I'm like, no, but the end, the extension is .marketing. There's no .com or .org. So still getting used to that. Since you're listening to this podcast, you already know that also the new show is basically up and running under the new name Humane Marketing. All the feeds on iTunes and Stitcher and all of that should be updated with the new podcast cover and new title and everything else. The Gentle Marketing Revolution book is now edited for the 2nd time, and it contains a new preface explaining the name change. I decided that I had to kind of give an introduction to explain, why I sometimes refer to the Gentle Business Revolution or even Gentle Marketing. And now all of a sudden I'm using, first of all, a new title, and I get to that in a bit. But most of all, also, I talk about humane marketing as kind of the concept. So I'm just waiting for the layout, and the new version will be submitted very, very soon. So yes, regarding the title, I decided to change the title to Marketing Like We're Human. So that's going to be the new title, same subtitle, but a new title called Marketing Like We're Human. I didn't want to use the humane marketing in the title because maybe, it needs some explaining, but it's essentially, humane marketing also includes that humanness in it. And so I thought that was a good title for people to really understand what it is. And then in the book, I explain the humane approach to human-centered marketing in a way. So that's scoop number 2, if you like. And then I also just this week submitted the new book about humane selling to the editor. So that's currently in editing phase and then proofreading. And hopefully we're planning on publishing that book sometime mid-November, definitely before Thanksgiving. So hopefully first, second week of November. So very happy with that. So in my newsletter, in the weekly newsletter that I send out on Saturday, I was kind of analyzing and saying, if I was to focus on the negative things of this whole cease and desist fiasco, I'm sure I could come up with a few things. And every now and then there's a voice in the back of my head that says, now you have to, pay again for publishing the book again, basically, or editing the book again, even though it was already done, having the cover redone. So there's a few things that are definitely on the, not so positive side, like time lost and money lost and patience lost and things like that. But there have also been so many positive outcomes of this that the negative side really doesn't matter anymore that much. So here are a few things on that positive side of the balance. Like, for example, I've always struggled with the fact that gentle marketing was perceived as a bit soft, and that's not who I am. I really am both. I'm strong and gentle. But the whole gentle marketing was, sometimes it kind of put me into the circles that I wasn't sure that I wanted to be in. The kind of marketing that I want to bring forth is not just the woo-woo kind of marketing, is not just the marketing that aligns with, gentle souls. It is that, but not only. It really, for me, it's bigger than that. And I think that's why humane marketing feels so more aligned. It's because it's both. It is, yes, compassionate, but it's a compassion that we can bring into a business context. It's empathy that can go out of just the yoga circles and the, astrology circles. It can really go and sit at the table with, business owners and organizations and things like that. So I really feel like with humane marketing, I have that now, that I can say this is not just, the woo-woo of the moment. It really is a solid thing where we need to have this conversation around humane marketing. So that's a positive outcome for me, and I really feel like it is me. Gentle is me as well, but I'm not only gentle. There's also another kind of a stronger side to me where I feel like, no, this is the way it is and we need to talk about it. The other thing is also with the word gentle is that, for some guys, it was still kind of this more female thing. And now with humane marketing, that really, that gender bias doesn't exist because it's just very clear. It's for humans and humans who care. So I'm glad I don't have to always explain, no, this is for everybody, not just for women. I already mentioned that with gentle marketing, I just wasn't sure if I could approach organizations. And with humane marketing, I really feel like nothing is holding me back. And it's now part of my offering to consult and offer workshops for organizations who do business for good. And so that feels good to me that I can now bring that out there to bigger businesses and not just talk to, female entrepreneurs. Again, nothing against female entrepreneurs. That's a big part of who I am and what I do. But I also want to do the other thing. So I really feel like what happened was meant to happen to challenge me to, think it over and come back stronger. So I wanted to share that. And that I'm sharing this rebranding journey with you, not to show off, but hopefully to really inspire you to keep showing up and doing the work as well. And yes, there will be setbacks sometimes, but I feel like if you have built a business on the foundation of your passion and purpose, you will bounce back just like I did. So we need to, feel the feelings. And yes, I cried and felt sorry for myself. But after a few weeks, maybe 2 months, if I'm honest, I did, say, okay, what do I do with this? So that's really why I'm sharing this, to hopefully encourage you as well to, keep going, keep showing up. And for many of us right now, this COVID crisis still has an impact on business. And so sometimes we can wonder, am I really doing the right thing here? Or, do I need to maybe think about my services and what I want to stand for, and, just rethink and do it again. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. And it's, if you're on my newsletter, you already heard that kind of in written form. I also want to give you a heads up about what I've got coming up. So for this fall, so sometime in the next 10 days, as I mentioned, I'll resubmit the book. And under the new title, Marketing Like We're Human, the cover will also be different and align with the new brand. So it'll be emerald green instead of orange. At first, I kind of thought, green. Yeah, I really liked the Gentle Marketing Revolution book, the orange and the purple. But I now like the green emerald just as much. So it's just, so it takes some time to getting used to it, but I really do like it now too. Then on September 22nd and 24th, you're invited to a free workshop called Marketing Like We're Human, in which I'll share the main principles of this new marketing. So I have that coming up. I'll share more about it soon. I don't have the links just yet, but we'll share about that soon. And then, as I said, also the new Selling Like We're Human book is currently with the editor and will be published sometime mid-November. So with that, back to today's episode that hopefully gives you some answers around the question, what if I have more than one ideal client? So what I talk about on this episode is first of all, this niche myth, this idea that we all have to have our niche or niche and just focus on one client, and why it's okay to have different clients, and why their worldview is more important than what they buy. I bring you some examples. And at the end, as is often my modus operandi, I give you a permission slip really to say, you know what, all this niche talk, well, I'll do the niching my way and I find my own niche. So really, when you think about clients, there's often two different cases. The first case is that your business offers different versions of a core service for different types of customers. So, for example, I offer a LinkedIn profile done for you service for my high-level clients. These are busy people who need one-on-one help. They need it fast, and they're willing to make a significant investment to get it. And then the second version of this product is my LinkedIn profile quick fix video course that appeals to new business owners. It's perfect for the bootstrapping budget and the do-it-yourself mode. And if I look at the clients, they are completely different, of course. One might be a member of a board at a big corporate, and the other an energy healer and the founder of a small business. So if you were to explain or analyze the different clients, the persona of these different clients, well, they would be completely different. But what matters is the way I describe the product and the benefits. It's the usual thing. The first client has more money than time, and the second client has more time than money. So my pricing needs to be in accordance to this logic, as well as the communication needs to be, targeted towards these different clients. I give you another example from my client, Annette. She offers a program called Be Chill. It's a variety of techniques that help students transform energy into calm confidence. And for this program, she has several ideal clients, big international schools, and even other sophrologists whom she's selling the education so that they can then run the program as a franchisee by themselves. So really 3 different clients. And of course, the offer to a school looks completely different from an offer to a parent. The same thing goes for the communication. It needs to be adapted to each specific customer persona. So that's the first case where you offer different versions of a core service for different types of customers. So the same service or product is being sold to very different types of audiences. The second case where you have different clients is that you have more than one different product or service. So again, let's continue with Annette. Besides the Be Chill program, she also offers a Sleep Easy group program. So the audience for this course could overlap with the Be Chill course, but it's definitely addressing adults, not so much the teenagers. In my case, I offer my Marketing Like We're Human program for entrepreneurs. And yes, starting next year, I'll start offering it in person again as well. But I also offer workshops and consulting for organizations who want to do business for good and then align their marketing with their conscious customers. So on one hand, you have the entrepreneurs, that's you. And on the other hand, you have the workshops for organizations. So again, the audiences are completely different. So if I was to follow the niche gurus who say you have to find a specific niche and only have one ideal client, none of this would be possible. You would have to really just focus on, your ideal client, that persona basically, and always communicate in the same way. But what I found over the years is that I can come up with my own opinion of what a niche means. And to me, a niche is more about finding people with a similar worldview than having an exact demographic description of the client persona. What does that mean? It means that the school director from Annette's example believes, for example, in alternative healing and providing her students with self-empowering solutions in the same way that the parent of the teenager whom Annette works with. So they have an aligned view of alternative healing. They both believe in mindfulness, for example. Let's take my case. The chief marketing officer of the organization that buys a workshop or consulting from me has the same open mind and sees that he needs to communicate to his clients in a more empathic way in order to get their trust. Even though he works in an organization, before everything, he's a human who cares. He could be an entrepreneur. It just so happens that he's the human working in an organization and having a chief marketing officer title. So what really matters here is the human and the worldview and the openness to think differently, right? That's what makes the niche in my case, and in Annette's case even as well. So do you see how looking at a niche this way is different from the traditional way of describing customer personas or avatars, like job title, income level, spending level, etc.? In my opinion, that doesn't matter as much. You can have a mindful millionaire and a mindful office clerk or a mindful entrepreneur. Their buying power is different. But if their worldview is the same, you can get their attention by talking more about your values also in your marketing and your purpose. The purpose is big here as well, right? It's like, do we want to raise or educate students in a way that makes them into human beings who care about today's planet? If that's the purpose, then you can talk to a school director in the same way that you talk to a parent. You see how that kind of worldview is really overlapping, and it's much more important than just, putting people into different buckets and saying, no, that is your niche. So what matters is knowing your different clients and their different needs, and then making it very clear to them what your specific offer is for them. on your website, especially, it can be confusing if you have different clients. And so that's why it's so important that you do that thinking, what are my different offers? Who are my different clients? And how am I going to make it understood by them that even though they're different, the worldview is the same, what matters to them is the same, the values are the same, but here are the different offerings. So on websites, you often see a homepage with 2 different ways to enter. If you're an organization, click here. If you're an individual, click here. Or you could also have a generic homepage, and then you have different clients in the menu bar. So that's how I've chosen to organize humane marketing, for example. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. It's maybe almost easier to see it in front of your eyes. So maybe look at a few websites and see how they organized it, and see if you see that it's clear for the person who visits the site that even though there's different offerings and maybe even different clients, it makes sense and it's clear who's being addressed. So that's kind of the solutions I think we can understand if we have more than one ideal client. And it's not true that you have to have only one niche or only one ideal client. So I hope this monologue gave you some insights if you, like so many others, are struggling with this niche dilemma and are wondering, but what if I have more than just one ideal client? What if I want to work with different clients? So really think about these different clients and make it very clear for them on your website and in all your other communication, your marketing. You'll find the show notes of this episode with further links at humane.marketing/HM102. Next week, I have another treat for you, a conversation with Finka Jerkovic, author of the book Sell with Love. And I really enjoyed my honest and raw conversation with Finka, and I think you will too. So make sure to tune back in next week. Thanks so much for listening and being part of a generation of marketers who cares for yourself, your clients, and the planet. We are change makers before we are marketers. Go be the change you want to see in the world. Take care.